All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been like 2 months since I've done a NomNom Verse update, and mainly because after the delays of the Kickstarter product, after the printer change, really that's kind of where we're at in terms of the Kickstarter product. There hasn't been much of an update other than this new printer is on track, and it's currently slated for January. End of January is kind of the goal for them, which means we should be, over the next few weeks, we should hopefully be receiving some, I guess, pictures, updates as to how products have been printed, etc. And if you guys can just see my dog back there, he is just sniffing around. Essentially, there were several things since my last video regarding this that I have not talked about specifically. Like we got the Kaiju versus Dinos November event that happened in November, and it was just kind of like a cool little community event that they kind of had going on, just to kind of have a good time, have a good November in the world of Nom Nom. And of course, they started showing off some more of the actual cards in the set. So, make myself a little smaller there. So, this is Cactarnosaur and the Smandergeist. Now, from my understanding, these are going to be alternate arts. These are going to be like the rare cards that you can pull from the Kickstarter set. AJ Uchoa is the artist for these. Boy, my dog is going ham in that closet over there. But so Cactarnosaur and Smandergeist, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Smandergeist, alternate arts were revealed. Again, these are kind of going to be the big, at least potentially the big hits that you can get from the box. These will likely carry, more of a price premium in terms of single prices, because these are alternate arts. These are going to be in, the nicer foiling and all that good stuff. So that was something that was revealed. And in fact, we can probably get a better look here. Here's Cactarnosaur with the moving background there. Very cool alternate arts. Smandergeist is actually very interesting. I really like that design when they showed it off earlier. But essentially, here's something that is probably the biggest news, right? Now, this is considered pertaining to, I should say, Kickstarter product. Now, obviously, if you guys saw some of my NomNom Verse videos, one of the big criticisms that I had was the starter decks that they started showing off, and how the quality in the packaging and the cards themselves didn't really look that good, considering, how long we had waited, considering that we only got, deck updates, etc. And so what ended up happening was that was kind of like the catalyst that, or one of the catalysts, I should say, that led to, the team terminating that partnership. However, from that came the beta starter decks that were printed with Rex 3, the US-based printer. And those they're going to be given out, or have already been given out, to the original backers of the project. Everybody who backed the Kickstarter would be getting a minimum of, I believe it was like one starter deck for free or something like that, one or two. I think it's one starter deck for free. And then on top of that, for the people who did order tiers that came with the starter decks, they would receive the amount that they ordered. So for example, for some of the LGS tiers, I have an LGS tier. I think we're going to end up getting like 12 of each deck, 24 beta Ralph, and 12 beta Ralph and 12 beta Amos decks, if I'm not mistaken. So for a total of 24 decks in total. So I do have those on the way. There's already been people who received theirs. They've already cracked them open and all that good stuff. However, mine have been kind of stuck in that USPS loop. So I'm hoping I should receive those this week. At which point I do plan on running a giveaway. So make sure you guys are subscribed for that. And, you comment, once you see the video go live, just probably do some easy comment down below. We'll run a duck race, and whoever wins, I'm thinking of giving out at least, 4 decks. We'll see. I don't know if I should probably do a combo of 2 decks per giveaway. That way it's like you and a friend can play. Otherwise, if you just get one deck, you're just one deck. So I'll probably do two starter deck bundle giveaways. So that you guys can kind of get your hands on these. And granted, again, these are beta. These are not the final product. This is more kind of like a cool little collector's piece, and kind of like a thank you for the patience, for the backers that, because of all the fiasco that happened with changing printing companies and whatnot. So I will also have a few of those up for sale on my website, which that's basically what I've been trying to work on over the last couple months is just trying to get a simple Shopify store back up and running, try to get more distribution. So now like I'm also carrying like Pokemon is what I'm trying to get into as well. And just kind of slowly go from there. So I will have those decks for once I get them. I will obviously make an opening video for 2 of those and kind of show them off and whatnot, go through the cards. But I'll probably have some of those up for sale on my website as well. And then yeah. So besides the decks, besides the the decks that you get, they were also throwing in the Spookala promo pack. So 2 Spookala promo packs where you can actually pool. Now actually I don't even have them here. Where you can get some nice Spookala Ralph promos. Those were pretty cool. And then you also get a mystery pin and also a lanyard. Just as a thank you for your patience. Thank you for, kind of just going along in this journey and going through the ups and downs with the team. So very cool. And then obviously because for the people who ordered playmats, you do get the playmat. The playmats, again, those are the final Kickstarter playmats. Those are final. Once you receive these playmats in this order, you will not get playmats again when the other product is fulfilled. So that was kind of one of the things I kind of figured they were going to do, where they were going to have to split up the shipments out just due to the the delays and change of manufacturers. So really cool the fact that they are doing that, and the fact that they did throw extra goodies in there with the lanyard, the pin, and then the promo pack. So that was really nice of them. Aside from that, again, that's probably the biggest thing, that people have started getting these beta decks, and again, I should be receiving those beta decks hopefully this week, unless USPS just shafts me again. But besides that, here we saw some more art, specifically of Peanut the Runt. This is going to be one of the big hits. Dang, let me make myself small here. Hold on. So Peanut the Runt. So Peanut is, to this day, probably one of the biggest chase cards in Volume 2. Oh, my camera just went away. Hold on. All right, sorry, my camera got disconnected there because I guess the USB cable got pulled. But anyways, so Peanut the Runt continues to be one of the big pulls from Volume 2 proto packs. He used to be worth quite a bit. Obviously, because of the delays, because of there being really not much product to kind of go through right now, there's no booster boxes and blisters that you can open and try to pull cards. The NomNom Verse market is pretty cold right now, which, I mean, if you guys are like looking to get into it, now is a pretty good time to pick up any of those cards that you may be missing. There was a Peanut that actually sold for like 150 a few weeks back, and I was really wanting to get it because I think that was one of the ones that I really cared to. There goes my camera again. I don't know what the heck is going on. All right, the camera disconnects again. I'm just going to shut it off. But essentially, now's basically a good time to get into the game itself. You can get a lot of proto packs and stuff like that for a lot cheaper than they were back when the Kickstarter was first launching. And again, it really has cooled down because of all of the just the issues that they encountered with logistics. The fact that this product was supposed to be done by July of this year, and that obviously wasn't the case, and so that just really kind of affected the market because we've basically had a kind of like a lull. Now, granted, with product being printed and there being an ETA of January, we may see an uptick in January. We're currently seeing an uptick across the board for just about every TCG, which is nuts. It's kind of crazy how that's been going. Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, Sorcery, etc. And so if people enjoy cracking packs for NomNom Verse, they may go up. We've yet to see, again, that the delays really did affect the optics of NomNom Verse with a lot of collectors and people calling it MetaZoo 2.0. And that's another thing, with MetaZoo being back in January or February, no less, of this year, that may also cause people to choose between the new MetaZoo cards, which I will probably be ordering a couple of boxes of the new MetaZoo cards. I've seen some of that new artwork that they've started showing off. They look fantastic. And the fact that they have a lot of the original artists coming back. They have Millennium Print Group printing their cards. I think it's going to be a pretty cool product as well. So January, February is going to be a pretty packed month for collectibles. And then I think you have is it Prismatic Evolutions coming? Like, it's going to be a hectic month. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, the market for NomNom Verse is pretty cold. You can get a lot of good, cool cards for very cheap. So now would be the time to get your collection started. Once Kickstarter product comes out, I will have boxes for sale again on my website. I will have blister. I may or may not have. I have enough blisters coming where I'll probably offer some up, but not too many. But I will have product up for sale. I don't plan on selling all of it because I do want to rip at least a few boxes actually. But I will have some up there in case you guys are interested. Again, we'll see how that goes with the market in NomNom Verse. I don't know. Again, it really the change in printer, all the logistical issues with that company, it really did hinder the market behind collectors. And right now, you know, the cool thing is a lot of the community for NomNom is really into the game. They do tournaments or like it's awesome. I haven't played the game. I just don't have the time to sit down and like learn right now. Even with what's it called, the freaking what's it called? It's like the thing you can buy on Steam, and it's a digital card game. Whatever. It's eluding me, but I hear a lot of good things about the gameplay, and I hear that they're being partnered with distributors for their following set. I think it's Dino Horizons. So we'll see how this goes. I'll probably do a giveaway as well once I receive the actual Kickstarter product in, so that people can actually get their hands and just kind of see what they think of the cards. And so we'll go from there, man. But again, Peanut the Runt, very cool. That's something that they just announced. They just showed off a little while ago. That's for the alternate art. They also showed off the alternate art Voltaraptor, which to this day is probably one of the most recognized NomNom Verse cards. He came out in volume 1, I believe, and I mean he was consistently selling for like $70 to $100, you know, per Voltaraptor. So very beloved Nomster here. He gets the alternate art treatment. This is going to be with that cool, you know, 8-bit hollow foiling pattern and all that good stuff. So very, very cool stuff that they've been showing off there. And of course, this is where they started showing the actual packages arriving. And let me put that full screen for you guys. These are the beta decks that they were shipping out, and their plan was to get all these shipped out by Christmas for all of the backers. As of right now, I believe they say they have a little under or a little over 100 more packages to send out, which they should hopefully be done sending out this week. We'll see if that's the case. But as you can see, here's the beta Ralph branch deck here. So again, very, very cool. And then of course more pictures here of Ralph and Amos. The Ralph and Amos decks, and so we'll see, man. Again, these are beta. They're not going to be, you know, like the best of quality based on what we've seen with the pictures. Getting these in a PSA 10 will probably prove to be very difficult just due to the quality of those cards, of that printer, and the issues that they were having. But still, nonetheless, a pretty cool collector's item. So we'll see how that goes. After that, we got more alternate arts that were shown off. All right, so this is Amos's alternate art right here. Let me see if I can get a bigger picture. But then after that, we got Kangoro. We've already seen, we've already seen Kangoro before. And so that's his alternate art card right there. Let's see what we got. Yep, there's Amos right there. Alternate art. Very much watercolory looking. Really cool. And of course, this is where we started getting some Chris Campman cards. So this looks to be the alternate art Namki. Yep, this is an alternate artwork of Namki. Swinging through the jungles, looking like this looks like marker. It looks pretty cool. So very cool artwork there for the Namki. And then of course you got Grandpa Acorn, probably one of the coolest looking cards that I've seen them come out with. I think this one is I guess this is considered an alternate art or a secret rare, or just, you know, because it's a 160 out of 159. And so they showed those off. Very, very cool. And then obviously the artist appreciation post. Gotta love the handlebar mustache going on. And so, yep, just Thanksgiving stuff. And then, of course, here it is where they shared this update about a week and a half ago, regarding the backer packages. They've already shipped out the LGS and OGS bonus tiers. I'm in one of the LGS tiers. And then they completely finished the rule book, which can be found on their website in case you guys were wanting to go through the rule book. Again, since I'll be doing a giveaway on those Amos and Ralph starter decks, that'll be a useful resource to have for the winners of those giveaways. And then here's something very, very cool. These are the transformation cards. Now, a lot of people, when NomNom Verse was first coming out, you know, they're trying to see, you know, what sort of, like, will there be any sort of, like, evolutions in place or anything, or, you know, something similar to, like, the Pokemon, you know, evolution mechanic, right? Like, will we see, like, you know, baby dinos and, you know, like, the evolved form of those dinos? Well, their solution to the evolution while keeping it kind of fresh is going to be the transformation like the transformation of characters and other nomsters. In my opinion, similar to, I mean, I guess kind of similar to Digimon. I could be mistaken on that, but basically you see here, this is Amos, Voltaraptor Amos. So basically Amos fuses with Voltaraptor, and that's their form. Like, this is their fused form. And so the assumption is that this sort of transformation, fusion, basically is across the board with all the monsters we've seen. I think Dread Ralph for Halloween, you know, he basically merged with Dread Knight, and so we're going to be seeing a lot of these transformation cards going forward. This is part of the regular base set, 142 out of 151, and that's Voltaraptor Amos. And then we also have, if it'll load, we'll have Mold Digger Ralph. So Ralph merged with a Mold Digger. This is 143 out of 150. Again, same part of the actual base set. So we're going to be seeing these cards. And this one, so if you notice, the Amos one is a yellow and the Mold Digger Ralph is a red. So Mold Digger Ralph is going to be more on the rare side. It's going to be the rarest. I guess the highest tier of pulls that you can get is going to be Ralph. But yeah, very interesting. I'm loving the background action. I think that was one of my criticisms with NomNom Verse, was that, you know, it feels like their backgrounds are very much just bland. And this one looks sick. Like, you got Mold Digger Ralph fighting something, and you got rocks in the background being sprayed right behind him. He's, you know, grimacing in pain. This is a cool background. I really enjoyed that background. And same with like Amos. I'm assuming he's fighting Amos. I'm assuming he's fighting Amos. You can see, you know, he's going up. You can see all that background there. But yeah, very cool background from Mold Digger Ralph. I hope we see more of these. It adds more life to the cards, in my opinion. It looks really dope. And that's basically where we're at right now. Here is the final. The team has a little over 100 packages left to create. So please remain patient as we work to get these out to everyone in our community. So they basically started from the big LGS tiers down. So yeah, man, we're here. So that's 2 months worth of updates condensed in a little under 20 minutes for you guys. Very cool. I'm very excited to get the beta decks in hand. I'm very excited to get the playmats in hand. I'll be doing that giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a Ralph and an Amos deck. I guess 2 of each. So two separate winners, along with a playmat for each one. Because obviously you're going to want a playmat to play with your homies. And granted, I don't know if that's like a one playmat thing. All right. And so essentially, you know, that's kind of what's been going on. Again, I will be doing giveaways for the starter decks. Again, I'll probably do like a Ralph and an Amos along with a playmat for one, and then a Ralph and an Amos and playmat for another one. So I plan on having at least 2 winners, hopefully. So make sure you guys are subscribed, and once that video goes up, you will know it's the one, because it's going to be where we're going to be showing off the actual beta decks. We're going to be going over all the cards in each deck and showing off the playmats and all that cool stuff. And of course, again, these are going to be beta decks. The quality is not going to be the same as the final product. And I think that's going to be really fun to do as well once we receive the final product around January time or so, hopefully, as that's currently the ETA. I'm going to bet around February when we actually start receiving stuff, if it lines up properly, because we still got to ship it out back to them. Then they got to ship it to us. So I'm assuming January is going to be the time when the product is finished being produced. Then they got to ship it to them, and then they ship it to us. So once we receive it, it's going to be really cool to see the quality difference between the beta decks and the Kickstarter deck product. Right now, that'll be very interesting to see how it goes. If Kickstarter is extremely successful, and you know they just can't get enough Kickstarter product after the fact, that's where that first edition would come into play, or that unlimited set would come into play. And then at that point, we're going to be able to, you know, to kind of compare beta, Kickstarter, first edition, if there is a first edition. It's all based on demand. We'll see how it goes. But the last we heard, distributors are interested in Dino Horizons. We'll see how that's going to go. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'll try to keep you guys as updated as I can. Again, as soon as I get that product in, I will show it off. I will put up a video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and going forward, we'll see what happens with NomNom Verse, man. Very cool art, very interesting game mechanics from what I've seen. Definitely something that I can see myself playing at, like, you know, for example, here in Austin, we have like a Dragon's Lair comics and fantasy. I could totally see myself and my wife going down to Dragon's Lair to try out some NomNom Verse. So looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. Keep an eye out for that video. Keep an eye out for you know, the stuff I add on the website. Again, just shameless plug. I'll be putting up stuff for sale on that website. trying to slowly build that website up as opposed to keep selling on eBay, taking a 25% hit each time, and just kind of go from there. But yeah, man, we'll see what the next product opening looks like. Hopefully, it's the beta decks, and see y'all soon, man. Thank y'all.